One of the great promises of AI is that it's going to make our lives easier, and even that would be like having your own personal assistant who can handle all sorts of chores for you, from ordering plane tickets to organizing your calendar to making phone calls for you. And I'm here to say we're not quite there yet, but I have been making some good progress in terms of turning AI into my own personal assistant. Now, as a writer and a journalist and a content creator, I have a lot of things in my calendar I need to keep an eye on. And what I wanted to do was take a custom version of an AI. In Gemini, for example, we call that a gem, and program it with all the information it would need to be my personal assistant. So I started off with a gem, and I created one I called AssistBot. And I started by giving it basically a job description of what I would be looking for if I was hiring, let's say, an intern level or entry level personal assistant. So I gave it a list of instructions that I wrote all about the tasks it might have. You're to act as my dedicated personal assistant, specifically tailored to the demanding environment of the microcenter newsroom and all the other things that I do. So I wanted to do schedule management and task and project organization, information management, communication assistance, and all sorts of other things. And this is basically a job description. So I started with that. I also gave it a detailed description of me and my history and my background as a journalist at CNET and Gizmodo and everywhere else I've worked, and the books I've written, and my general tone and how I like to communicate information to people. And I said, okay, this is a lot of basic stuff that you should start off with. And I gave it a few other little, additional details, and we got started. And my first experiments with this AssistBot as my personal assistant, they weren't great. The hard part was really getting, let's say, my work Outlook calendar and email associated with this Gemini, this Google-based AI assistant, because there's not a clear hook there between them where you can connect them. There are some workarounds you can do, and I'm working on developing some better ways to do that. But in the meantime, I said the first thing I'm going to do is I'll take some screenshots of some emails and some calendar appointments and put them in. That did not work at all. That's where I ran into the old AI hallucination thing. So I figured out very quickly I needed to take AssistBot and just copy and paste the text from calendar appointments, from emails about upcoming meetings, from articles that I'm working on, and just put it right in. And once I started doing that, it actually got really useful. If a single conversation with an AI goes on for too long, you could start getting more hallucinations. You could start losing some of that earlier context. So every 2 weeks, I kind of hit the refresh button and give it just basically a top-level executive summary of everything that's been going on that it creates for me in order for me to put it into its new version. So if I went right here and I asked it, what are my travel plans for this week? Let's see if it's going to be able to tell me. It should have the information. And it's telling me right here, it's Tuesday, you're in Columbus, your flight back to New York is this evening, and it's got the airline and the flight number and all that stuff. And I've also shared with it my little rough editorial calendar that I put together every couple of weeks. I can say what articles are coming up on my edit calendar. And even though I'm not writing in, extremely precise language, I'm saying edit calendar instead of editorial calendar, and I'm just asking a kind of general question, and I'm going to put a question mark on the end because I'm pedantic like that. But even if I left it out, what I like about AI is the natural language processing lets it understand all of that and hopefully give me a decent answer. So it's thinking about, I'm using 2.5 Pro as the model here. I could use 2.0 Flash and it'd be a little bit faster, but I don't think it would have the same ability to recognize the context between different things and put them together. So all the articles that I'm working on right now, Windows 10 end of service, July 4th buying guide, Keyboards 101 Part 2, all kinds of other stuff. So this basically gives me a run-up of what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then once I'm ready to move on and kind of refresh this conversation after a couple of weeks, because I don't want it running out of sort of that ability to keep the context, I would say, give me a full context dump so I can refresh this conversation. And it's almost like I'm asking this particular version of AssistBot to give me an executive summary of everything it knows and is working on so I can retire it and start a new version. And I hope that it is not offended that I'm doing that, but it knows it's part of the circle of life for AI, especially when it comes to ongoing conversations that you want to keep going for weeks and weeks and months and months. So I would take this big context dump right here, which has all my upcoming appointments, articles I'm working on, things like that, and I would throw that into a new version. In fact, I actually just did that because I wanted to see what would happen if I did a local AI version of this, an on-device AI version, and I'm using this HP ZBook, which has a lot of capability for on-device AI. It's got an NPU, it's got a lot of RAM. I've got LM Studio loaded up on here with a couple of different AI models. I chose this Qwen 3 model just for fun, and I gave it that same context dump, so it's now up to speed on my job description, my personal biography that it needs to understand me and my work, and also the things that I have going on. So I'm going to ask it a question I would ask my online version of this, and this is useful if you want to keep all of your material just on the device, not on the cloud, not shared with Google, not shared with OpenAI. Totally legit point of view to have. So in order to do that, you run an on-device, a local version of it. The catch is you have to manually feed it a lot of the information. It really doesn't have any hooks to go out and link into your cloud-based Google Docs and things like that. So I would say, tell me some of the article ideas I've asked you to remind me about. So when I'm walking down the street or sitting around and I have an idea for a news article, I sometimes just throw it into my personal AssistBot and say, hey, here's an idea, remind me of this later. And I don't have to open up a notepad file, I don't have to send it in an email to myself or get a big document of story ideas where I have to go to the same page all the time. It's just right into there, and there it is. Oh, it's even doing the thing. I can see the thinking here. I need to recall the documents. So let's see if it's going to come up with some good answers, because I did have a couple of things I asked it to do. And if those things were in that context dump I fed into it, it should be able to give me the answer. But from where I started, I'd rate my AI personal assistant, maybe the first week or two, I tried to kind of get it up and running, as operating at maybe a 2 out of 10 level. Once I learned some of the quirks, some of the ins and outs, how to give it information in a way that it would not produce those hallucinations, and it would be reasonably accurate and understand the relationship between articles I write, meetings I go to, appointments I have, then it really jumped up to, I would say, a 6 or 7 out of 10 if you're thinking of it as an unpaid or low-paid intern, basically someone who's following you around with a notepad and a pen as you walk around the world and is just jotting down important things you say and taking notes for you. I think once we get into the era of agentic AI, where AI agents are reliable and can go out and click on buttons and access other software and really do that in a very seamless way, and we're just starting that now, it's not quite there yet, then I think these AI assistants are going to become immensely more popular and immensely more useful. For right now, for my basic, hey, I want to remember things, calendar appointments, doctor's appointments, people I need to get back to, emails I need to respond to, article ideas I have, things that are due this week, next week, just little reminders like that. I find it to be very useful. So here I am in LM Studio, and I've got a couple of different AI models connected here. I'm just going to use Gemma, and I'm going to see if I can create an on-device version of this assistant. I'm going to start by uploading some files, those background files on basically the job description I gave it and information about me. And I'm also going to give it the context dump. I'm going to find that over here. I'm going to copy this. Here is a context dump to get started as my AI personal assistant, plus instructions and background. This local on-device version should have at least access to the same information and the same general understanding as my online version does. And the reason why you might want to do this is you have documents, you have appointments, you have things coming up that you don't want to share online, even through, Gemini or ChatGPT or anything like that. You don't want your stuff uploaded to Google or OpenAI. So instead, everything stays right here on the device. And right now, look, it's even telling me things I have coming up because I fed it this information as background, so it knows I'm in Columbus, Ohio right now. I'm going to San Francisco to speak at a conference later in this month. I have other things coming up. So that's a way you can do an on-device version of your AI assistant. So do you absolutely need an AI personal assistant? Well, maybe not, but I think it's an interesting way to try to get some practical use out of AI beyond, asking it homework questions or asking it to figure out the tip on a restaurant bill. I think there's a lot of really practical ways we can work AI into our life in a way that's not too intrusive. And I like the idea of, again, treating it as a personal assistant, literally somebody with a notepad and pen following me around. And whenever something important happens or I need to remember something, I just go, hey, make a note of that. Now, in the future, once we have true agentic AI widely available, where the AIs can go and click buttons on websites and book plane tickets and do all that other kind of stuff with other apps and other websites, it's going to be a lot easier. Right now, there's a lot of workarounds in order to do that, but I have found, at least for me, in needing to keep track of my schedule, my article ideas, writers I'm working with, reviews I'm working on, all that sort of stuff, I found a pretty good middle ground as long as I'm sure to give the AI the right information in the right context. That's my big advice if you want to create an AI personal assistant for you.